This episode of The Couch is proudly supported by Oporto Chicken. Fresh, not frozen, grilled, not fried. And Scoot Airlines. Get out of here with Scoot.
Hello Australia, welcome to episode 575 of The Couch. We have got a big show today. Look at this book, Swallowed by the Sea. We're talking to Graham, the author of this book, very soon on the show. Later, our Bitchin' team is back to talk about news stories that are making your day. Then we talk about Harvey, his courageous journey, and we're raising money as well. We're going to talk to his family and also an Olympian and a cancer sufferer that's come through it and helping other kids trying to cure themselves as well and come through it as well. So we'll talk about that as well, music as well, and lots more. Hope you can stick around. It's episode 575. Thanks to Scoot, we're out of here.
It's showtime on the couch. It's showtime on the couch. You can see it from your house. You can see it from your house. It's showtime on the couch. Fred and the best in town. Yeah, showtime on the couch.
Welcome, one and all, to another Foxtel night here on Foxtel, Aurora Channel. Thanks for your company. Now, I did forget at the opening to say Mary G is coming up very soon. We're going to get her on the phone and we'll talk to her. But first, to open the show is a fantastic guy singing a beautiful song called Ticket to Stay. Here's Jake Hoskins to open the couch.
So the clock just keeps on ticking as my mind is operating. There is nothing that can stop it. So save it for a better day, my little one. It's so much better without the lessons. Once you've reached the other side, just for a while, enjoy the control until it gets old. Now you've used up all your time. I don't know, it seems like forever. Hunting around keeps us together. When you find something that scares the shit right out of you, even if it wasn't on your list of things to do. It's your ticket. It's your ticket to stay. Stay. It's your ticket. Now it's your ticket to stay. Stay. Now the door just keeps on knocking. Who could it be? What do they want? Could they have something you don't have? Or something that you've always had but now you've lost it? It's not like we have really got a choice till we find out just what it's all about. Now the clock just keeps on ticking. No fear, no regrets. I don't know, it seems like forever. Hunting around keeps us together. When you find something that scares the shit right out of you, even if it wasn't on your list of things to do. It's your ticket. It's your ticket to stay. Stay. It's your ticket. It's your ticket to stay. Stay. It's your ticket. Now it's your ticket to stay. Stay. It's your ticket. It's your ticket to stay. Stay.
That is Jake Hoskins opening the couch today, and a wonderful young performer, brand new song, another song at the end of the show. Please stay with us. Talking about great performers, Mary G is an Indigenous Australian musician, comedian, radio announcer, writer, director, producer, as well as Indigenous rights campaigner. She's based in Broome in the Kimberley region of Western Australia. She's on the phone today. Mary G, welcome to the couch.
Hello, darling. I love being on the couch with you.
It's so nice for the first time to have the Queen of the Kimberley on the phone. I'm pretty excited.
Oh, darling, you make me feel like a big potato.
Well, I'm big as well, so we probably fit in very well together. Thank you for being with us today. I'm sorry to interrupt your very busy day. I know how busy you are up in Broome, enjoying the sunlight and probably lying on the beach.
Mm-hmm. How did you know?
Oh, well, I know because I've got a camera right on you at the moment. But you've got an amazing show called Mary G Showcase coming up here in Western Australia. You've toured around Australia before, but tell us a little bit about Mary G. For those people who don't know, tell us about how you became a star.
Oh, look, I have to say, my career started because I started as a volunteer radio presenter.
I did that.
I had no idea where I was going, what I was doing, but I walked into a radio studio in Broome, Radio Galari, and there was a guy doing radio. In fact, I was listening at home, and he was so boring. Mark Benbarker. And he was absolutely boring, I'll tell you that much. So I thought I'd just pop in and stir him up a bit and said some flirtatious things to him and made him cross-eyed. And next thing you know, I became the star and he became the producer because the station said, wow, Mary, can you stay? Because the popularity of the station or the show has gone through the roof. And so Mark got sacked and I became the star and everything else flowed from there. So
from radio, you've also gone into TV as well. Tell me about some of the TV stuff that you've done.
Well, look, I've done quite a bit of television, actually. I've done lots of TV series for SBS TV, and I've done a number of commercials and a lot of infomercials, and training videos as well. They're doing that through my production company. So I've got a spot on YouTube called the Mary G spot, one word. And so all the stuff that I do generally goes to public now. So to give people an idea of what I do. But I always had a dream of becoming a TV star. But in between that journey, between radio and live performance, because I was working with Mark, that Mark wrote all these songs and said, Mary, do you want to have a go at singing? So it became a natural progression for me to go to stage live, because I'd never been on stage in my life.
You're fantastic. Yes, go ahead.
I was just going to say, and then from there, I just started performing and, just being who I am. And then it was the natural progression to go to television. And ever since then, I've been travelling the length and breadth of Australia for free.
Not too bad. Now, tell me, have you ever thought of getting into politics, maybe as a member of parliament or a senator?
Well, the problem with politics is, that saying, how do you know when a politician is lying? When his mouth's moving? Well, I'm a bit scared about that because I have thought about it. And I think that one of my passions really is to make Australia... I think what's going on at the moment with Australia is questioning who we are as a country. We have an ancient culture of 60,000 years, the oldest living race on this planet. We have a diverse collective of potato thieves, and we have a lot of refugees. So, migrants that came to this country and built this country. And but the problem is they're all in pockets, and I think that if we stand together as a nation, I hate to use the word one nation, but it does make a lot of sense. But I don't sell fish and chips. But the point is that what we have to do as a country, and my passion is to say, look, let's accept the wrongs and the good things and the bad things, wrong or right in the past. Let's own and talk about the elephant in the room. Let's stop this, pardon the language, crap, and let's get on with being a nation.
Correct.
Unitedly and respectfully to everybody's contribution. I mean, it's the Afghans that open up the interior of Australia, with their camels.
Yes, I agree.
And, so, that's why, someone said to me once, I've got a camel toe.
No. Oh, nearly as good as your G-spot on the internet. I think that's you're a very funny person, Mary G. When are you coming down to Perth? Because I know you've got a fantastic show coming up called Your Showcase. Tell me about that, because we've got 4 amazing performers, or 3 in yourself if you want to include yourself in that, because you
You
are
have to.
very amazing. Tell me about the performers that are coming on, because we're watching some footage on screen at the moment of them.
Yeah. Well, look. Well, first of all, I just want to say that I'm very passionate about the promotion of Indigenous artists, and sometimes they don't get the opportunities. But so this showcase is about taking these guys on the road, and of course, John Bennett, who's West Australian Music Industry Award winner, artist, singer-songwriter, and then there's Yaringal, which is Mervyn Maladi. He performs under the name of Yaringal, which is very passionate about his law and his culture and his traditional state of mind. And he celebrates that through taking ancient songs and contemporizing them through contemporary music. And then there's John Albert, who's very famous. In fact, back in the 80s with the band Scrap Metal, he was the front man and had the famous song Broken Down Man. So I thought I'd take these 3 beautiful, sweet black men on the road with me, because whilst I'm on the road, all these years I've been trying to find the right man, and I can't find the right man, black man, white man, or whatever it may be. So I've been struggling.
I've got a single Italian man that's about my height, similar hairstyle. It's available if you're looking. He's also on TV and radio, so you could have something in common.
Well, look, I'm happy to, O Solo Mio.
And I sing as well, but pretty badly. Look, you've got an amazing cast with you. You're going to have a fantastic show. Now, I've got some dates here. I'm going to give them to you, starting from tomorrow night. We've got Monday, October 17 in Carnarvon at the Woolshed. We've got Thursday, October the 20th in Geraldton at the Queen's Park Theatre. Saturday, October the 22nd in Bunbury at the Bunbury Entertainment Centre. Sunday, October 23rd in Albany at the Albany Entertainment Centre. And Tuesday, October 25th in Esperance at the Esperance Entertainment Centre. And then you're back here in Fremantle, October the 27th at the Flyby Nightclub. And then you finish your show at the Charles Street Hotel in North Perth on October the 28th, and that's here in Perth. It's going to be a big show. Tickets are available from your website. Is that the best place to go and get the tickets?
Yes, or at the door. You can buy them at the door as well. So if anybody's running late and because most people are busy, they can buy the tickets at the door as well.
No, look, it's fantastic to have you here. I'd love to have you here live in the studio when you come down. You're an amazing ambassador to Indigenous people and to Australia. Keep up the great work, and I look forward to seeing you at the Charles Street Hotel when you come down.
Well, darling, look, this is what's going to happen on the couch.
Yes?
When I come into the studio, it's going to get very warm between me and you.
Really?
And you know what happens when potatoes get hot?
They fry.
They mash.
Oh, really? They mash? Well, I'm
Yes,
looking
I mean,
forward.
We could be mashed potatoes.
Well, and I'm looking forward to seeing your G-spot a lot more too.
I bet you do too.
We'll have our own Mary G-spot on the couch. Well done. Thank you, Mary G.
No worries, darling. Thank
Look
you
forward.
so much.
Thank you very much, and good luck with the shows, and I'll see you at North Perth.
Okay,
Well
darling.
done.
See you.
What can I say? What can I say? She's a very funny lady and very, very funny Australian. So please check out her shows, and I think I'll probably go down and see her as well. I think she's quite funny. Now, we're talking charity. I've popped back the photo here of Harvey now. We've got Harvey's father here today, Gabe Lovering, and we've also got Chloe, and we've also got Lauren. We're going to be talking about a great event that's coming up very soon. It's called Harvey's Courageous Pride, and welcome, guys, for coming in today. It's nice to have you here. First, I thought we might introduce you, Gabe. You're Harvey's dad.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about Harvey and his life.
Yeah. Harvey was the youngest of 3 kids, and always the bubbly one, running around, putting the other 2 in their places. Yeah. So at just a bit after 17 months, he woke up one day feeling really sick and ill, and so that obviously was the start of a long journey. So after a couple of hospital visits, they finally say your boy has cancer. Yeah. So and then we started operation, treatment, and heaps of chemo.
And how long did Harvey go through the treatment and his illness before he passed away?
First time round was close to a year, and then we had a good 14 months, and before we found out he relapsed again. So, and second time was around was a lot harder. So after 30 rounds of radiation, then we went through a couple sessions of chemo, and then finally he succumbed to a infection, chest infection. Yeah, so yeah, he was just a bit off the tree.
And how are you finding now? It's been a couple of years, nearly.
Yep.
How are you coping with it?
There are good days and bad days, but you know, we try and do the best we can. So yeah, one of the things I did as a grieving dad was to do walks and raise money into children's cancer research.
And that's what we're talking about today. We've got a
Yeah.
couple of people on couch today. We've got Lauren, of course, Olympian. Lauren Mitchell, thank you for coming in today. It's nice to have you here. And Chloe, tell us a little bit. Well, we might talk to Chloe first. Tell us a little bit about your life, Chloe.
I was diagnosed with medulloblastoma, which is a stage 4 rare in my age brain cancer, when I was 13. And
you're only 17 now, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're going to say to people.
Yep.
So at 13, you got diagnosed with a brain tumour.
Yep. I got it resected. Luckily, they got the whole thing out. So then I had chemotherapy, radiation, you know, the whole treatment. I had physiotherapy for recovery, and about 3 years ago, yeah, I was diagnosed.
So what was your life like before the cancer? What did you enjoy doing?
So
as
before
a child?
cancer, I was a gymnast for much of my life, and then I took up dancing again, which I did when I was younger. I danced pretty much up until the day I was diagnosed. Yeah, I really like dancing.
And what about now? Are you able to go back to dancing, or slowly you can start living
I
again?
slowly went back to dancing, yeah.
Do you have to take it easy?
Not really.
No, you don't
Like,
listen to it.
No, not really. I bruise quite easily because of a lot of the drugs that I had to have. But no, that's about it. I'm pretty
you
much
love-
back as much as I can be.
And you're in year 11 and doing year
Yep.
12 next year. And from there, where would you like to see yourself? Because I know you've got a career plan.
Yeah, I'm hoping that I get to go to university and become a primary school teacher.
Fantastic. Now, Lauren, you're the Olympian amongst us all here.
Yeah.
You've had 2 Olympics. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
So yeah, like you said, I've been to 2 Olympics, competed in Beijing and London, and then trialled for Rio. But I did my ACL last year, so
What's that?
my knee, so anterior cruciate
Okay,
ligament,
good.
snapped
The
that
technical
ligament.
term. I've
Yeah.
probably done that as well, just walking.
A lot of footballers do it, so, one of those
you
injuries.
didn't take part in the Rio Olympics.
I trialled for the Rio Olympics, but because Australia didn't qualify a team, we only had 1 place, and so they chose someone who had been training in the last 12 months.
Now, you're helping organise this fantastic event that's coming up on the 22nd and 23rd of October. Tell me how it's going to work and what we're doing.
So basically we have Gabe and my boss Richard, and they're going to walk for 24 hours, 100 kilometres around Gloucester Park.
Yes.
Yeah, and then we have registrations open for the public, and they're 2-hour time slots where you can come down, walk alongside them, walk for 2 hours, and then just take part. And on the Saturday night, there's going to be a dinner. So tickets are
Buffet dinner.
a buffet dinner, 4-course, I'm pretty sure it is. So tickets are $100. You can come along. There'll be a silent auction. There'll be a couple of raffles and raise money for childhood cancer research.
Give us the details again. 22nd?
Yep, the dinner is on the
Glos-
22nd.
That's the dinner?
Yep.
And the Gloucester Park, the walk that Gabe is doing, is that on the Sunday?
That is the Saturday and the Sunday,
Saturday
because
and
it's
Sunday.
24 hours. They
Yep.
start Saturday morning and then they
It's on
finish
screen
on the
right
Sunday.
now, actually. We've got it on the 22nd and 23rd
Yep.
Sunday. Now, if people want to get involved, what do they need to do?
You can go to the Facebook Facebook page, and that's the best way to get all the details there, because that will have the website details, the dinner details, and the family fun day that we're having on
And
Sunday.
can we say the dinner, 100% of the money raised for the dinner goes directly to the charity event?
Yep.
And it's fantastic. Now, the money itself, because you all love raising money for childhood diseases, is there something in particular we're raising money for, or just generally for kids?
Just generally for childhood cancer research, because, we'd like to fight this disease and start it,
I think
killing
you-
it before it gets at people.
Fantastic. And what are you going to be doing, Lauren? Are you going to be running around as well? You're going to be doing the walk?
I don't know. I'll be going to the dinner.
Yeah?
So I might see you at the dinner. I don't
Oh,
know.
you've taken the easy way out. What about
Yeah.
you, Chloe?
I'm actually away for the walk. But no, I'd be there if I could. My family will be walking.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And you love helping kids as well, and you love working with charity, and I'm sure you'll be there again next year, maybe doing the walk with Lauren.
Yeah, no.
And
yeah.
Gabe, you might be able to have a break next year, because how many years have you been doing the actual walk?
This is the third walk that we're doing.
So you're pretty fit.
Yeah, I hope so.
No, fantastic. Look, I think Harvey's memory is fantastic. We remember him in this way. We're raising money for other kids with childhood cancer. If you can help, please do so. Check out the website and get involved. There are registrations. Now, registrations are open to what date, guys? How long?
The day before, but
So they can
you'll still be able to
register right
register
up
on
to
the day if you come down.
22nd and 23rd of October coming up in the next week. Get involved. It's a fantastic cause. Memory of Harvey, and I'm sure we'll talk about Harvey again next year. And just quickly before we go to the break, Gabe, you've got a coffee stall as well. Where is it located?
I run a mobile coffee van, and it's located in Bassendean, Morley and Bayswater.
If people want to come down, what's the address? Where is it located exactly?
I'm mobile, so I go around the area, but it's called Perth Caffeine Courier.
Perth Caffeine Courier. Check it out. Has it got a website as well? Not yet.
No, I'm on Facebook.
Facebook.
Yeah.
Perth Caffeine Courier. I think we've got that right.
Yeah.
Probably too much caffeine today. But thank you very much. Please support him. Go down and give him some money for the charity, and also have a chat to him. Thank you guys for coming in today. You do a wonderful job, and good luck with the charity day on 22nd and 23rd.
Thank you.
I'll have to put on my shorts and maybe take a bit of a walk as well, but maybe not 100 kilometres. We'll catch you right after this break with more Couch. Stay tuned. Well done. Thank you very much, everybody. Time now to talk travel on the couch, and we've got Angela Milia, who's running a fantastic tour happening next year, I think. Let's talk to her now. Angela, welcome to the couch.
Hi Fred, how are you?
Good, thank you. Nice to have you here today.
Thank you.
Because my background's Italian, your background's Italian as well.
That's right.
You're doing something called Abruzzo with Angela.
I am indeed. Abruzzo with Angela, made-to-measure tours.
So why do we need made-to-measure? Why did you go away from just booking a holiday to Italy?
Yeah.
What are we catering for?
Okay, so we're catering for the tourist that perhaps has been around Italy many times, visited all the hotspots, Rome, Florence, Sorrento, Venice, and is looking for something a bit different. And looking to find maybe that real Italy that sometimes on the tourist traps you don't get to see as much as when you get off the beaten track a bit.
So this tour, when does it start? When are we hoping to start?
Okay, they start whenever the people want to start. They're made to measure.
So it's individual.
Individual, for very small groups, for couples, for groups of 4 or 5. People that perhaps don't speak Italian really want to get that taste of the Italy that they've heard about, but don't feel confident enough to drive in the area to speak the language. That's where I come in.
Now, tell us where Abruzzo is, because a lot
Okay.
of people would say, it's not Rome, is it?
That's right, no.
Where is it?
They've heard of Rome, Tuscany, Liguria, lots
Even
of places.
Calabria, where I'm from,
Yes,
Sicily, but I've
Sicily.
never heard of Abruzzo.
Abruzzo is the best kept secret in Italy, I think, of Italy. It's in central Italy.
There it is on the map too, I saw it.
And you can see it's probably it's
Halfway
about
up the boot.
very much in the middle of Italy, and it's only 3 hours from Rome, which makes it very, very accessible
Beautiful.
for people by bus, by train, very close. And I think it is literally the best kept secret.
What is the best thing about Abruzzo? Is it the culture? Is it the food? Is it the architecture? What can we do there?
All of those things, Fred, without
And
being
more?
too cocky.
Is it romantic? Is it a place where you go for romance?
It is. It's got mountains. It's got the 2 highest peaks on mainland Italy, taking out the Alps in the north. It's got 2 of the highest mountains, which are just spectacular. Great skiing in the winter.
Skiing as
Great
well.
beaches. So between skiing and beaches, you can do one theoretically in the morning, and then go skiing in the morning and go to the beach in the afternoon. Not necessarily at the same time of the year, but they're very, very close. And
It'll
it's
be
got
cold.
an amazing history, fantastic food and
What
wine.
are the people like?
Well, like all of Italy, people are pretty friendly.
Friendly,
Yeah,
easy to sort
easy
of... Do they
going.
speak English, or is it somewhere where you
The
have to
more
speak
you get
Italian?
off the beaten track, Fred, the less likely they are to speak English. So I guess that's where I come in, that I am an Italian speaker.
Yep.
And but yeah, they'll have a go.
Now, we're catering to people, according to our information, 4 days to 7 days. Now,
Yep.
we want people who are already travelling to Italy
That's
and want
right.
something different to do.
That's right.
So you might go to the Colosseum in Rome. This is something similar to that. You know you're going to Italy, but you're saying, I've never heard of Abruzzo. Let me contact Angela and
Yep.
we can do maybe 3 or 4 days or even a week in
It's
Abruzzo.
close enough to be able to integrate it into your travels because it's not, it's as I said, it's only 3 hours from Rome.
So it's accessible and easy to get
and
to.
it's easy to get to. And once you're there, then I pretty much cater for everything that you
That's
need.
the next
Yep.
question. So if I book for 4 days to go to Abruzzo,
Yep.
what do I get?
Okay, so for 4 days you would get your accommodation and you'd get a choice of accommodation. Again, it's not prescriptive.
You can
It's
have
what-
expensive or you can have budget or you can
exactly.
have homestay if that's what
Whatever
you want.
suits you,
So you'll
I'll
organise
source
that.
that. Then we have all the travel, your travel to Abruzzo and from Abruzzo, so by bus
Yep.
usually. All your meals are catered for. Again, you might say, hey, we'd like the evenings free. We want to explore a little bit on our own in the
Yep.
place we're living. We don't need evening meals, but everything else is catered for.
Fantastic.
Entries into various museums and places, home cooking lessons, pretty much what the person wants. I try to have a chat with the people before I organise it, see what their interests are. They might like
so it's
sport.
very personalised to the
Very,
individual.
very personalised
It's
to the
fantastic.
individual, bespoke.
Do we know roughly what it's going to cost or
They
could
cost,
range?
they range. There's a sort of, between, say, depending on the time, of course, because it's a bit hard to say. So they're not very, comparing the market, I've tried to be fairly good with my pricing. So we're open to negotiation.
Fantastic. Now, these tours can start whenever people are ready. They can contact you.
I'm in Italy from June to September next year. I'm also there this winter, December and January. So if people were travelling in those Christmas holidays, then can organise something for them as well.
Let's give the contact details. If people want to find out more information, go to their Facebook page. It's called Abruzzo with Angela.
That's right, Abruzzo
Beautiful.
with Angela. They can find me on Facebook. They can give me a call on the phone number
What's
I think
your
is
phone
there,
number?
0424 753 371.
That number again?
0424 753 371.
She's good. She remembered it. And you've also got an email
And I've
address.
got my email address, which is Alenia, which happens to be Angela backwards, Alenia, ALEGNAD 62 @yahoo.com.
Sounds like a lot of fun. Try something different. If you're going to Italy, try Angela because
Yeah.
you might actually discover something new. She knows you're there all the time.
I am. So give me a call and we can have a chat.
Thank you very much.
Thank
It
you
sounds
so
like
much.
a great
Grazie.
tour.
Grazie mille.
Grazie. How would you say that in Bruzzese?
Fortunately, grazie.
See, very similar, Italian.
Okay.
Thank you very much to Angela and well done. And I hope you have all the success with the tours as well.
Grazie.
Well done. Now we're talking another fantastic cause of ours. We've had already someone talking about people suffering with cancer. The Cancer Council does an amazing job every year. We've got Olivia from the Cancer Council here today. Hello.
Hello, Fred.
Now, we are talking about something different today.
Yes, it's
Bark
a new
for
event
Life.
we've got. Yeah, Bark for Life. That's it. It's a brand new fundraising event here in WA.
How's it? Tell me what it's all about first.
All right, so it's a really fun new fundraising event we've got coming up in November, where we're inviting dog owners and dog lovers to come down and enjoy a relay-style walk in Dalkeith with family and friends. And it's all about honouring the caring qualities and companionships that our canine companions offer, which can be very important for somebody on a
Amazing.
cancer journey. Yeah.
Exactly. Now, Bark for Life, when is it happening?
So it's the 13th of November. It's starting, registrations open at 9:30 for the kick-off at 10 a.m. until 12 p.m.
Now, it's going to be happening at Paul Hasluck Reserve. That's going to be in Dalkeith.
Yes.
Now, you can find out more information from the Cancer Council website, and there's a link there to Relay for Life. But let's give out some prices. It's $40 for dog and owner.
Yes, and that $40 includes a little goodie bag. So there's a few
the
little
dog
bits
or for
and
the
pieces.
owner?
For the dog. For the dog. So dog treats, a little exclusive neckerchief.
Fantastic.
And of course, then there's, if you obviously want to bring an extra dog, that's an extra $15.
That's not too bad.
No,
And
and
extra person as well.
extra person $10.
So if you bring your partner, 2 dogs, if you've got 2 dogs,
Yeah.
it'll only cost you $65.
That's it, yeah.
But then you just give the Cancer Council $100 and say, I'm a caring person.
Exactly, thank you for it.
What can they do on the day?
So on the day, obviously, as I mentioned, there'll be a relay-style walk going on. There'll be a few different stalls to browse from, a canine adventure course, bring down a picnic if you want to, and there might be a fashion on the field competition as well for
Are you taking
best
part this
dressed
year?
dog. Well, I'm organising it, so I'd love to take part, but I think
need
it
to
would
be
be,
there.
yeah, I think it would be a bit tricky to do both. But
Now, is there a limit to how many dogs, or we just want as many as possible?
as many as possible.
Now, people are saying out there, how do I register? I love my dog. I want to take them to the walk.
Yep.
Bark for Life, 2016, Cancer Council. What do they have to do to register?
So if they go onto the Cancer Council website, that'll redirect them to the Relay for Life website. And once they're on there, if they just search for Bark for Life, they can either register as an individual or they can set up a team and do it with family and friends.
Sounds fantastic, and there's going to be entertainment there. Will they have food and that there?
Yeah,
as
of
well?
course, yeah.
Well, some goodies for the owners as well.
That's
it's a
it.
shame I don't get that goodies bag. But sounds like a lot of fun. All the money goes to Cancer
It
Council
does.
WA to
Yep.
raise more money to help people with cancer.
Yep, so all
Wonderful cause.
three of our main areas of work, so it'll all go towards funding our research, education and prevention programs and our support services as well. So it's a really, really good cause.
Sounds like a wonderful day. Repeating again, 13th of November 2016. It's going to be at the Paul Hasluck Reserve. Paul Hasluck Reserve. It's in Dalkeith, 13th of November. For more information, go to the Cancer Council website. It's on screen right now. There's all the information on the screen as well. We want you to bring your dog and yourself for $40, $10 for an extra person if you bring your partner or a friend to keep you company. And if you've got 2 dogs, $15, no problem at all. What if you've got 3 dogs? We just pay
Bring them
another
all,
$50.
yeah,
Hey, bring
absolutely.
every single dog in the community out,
Yeah.
because the more the better. Better for Cancer Council WA.
That's it.
And you get to meet Olivia as well and other organisers there. You do an amazing job. Did we leave anything out?
I think that's it.
I think
That's
we've
all
covered
the
it.
important information.
That's Olivia. She's not going to Abruzia with Angela because she's too busy.
I'd love to.
And you need to keep her busy. Please support them. It's called Bark for Life 2016, thanks to the Cancer Council WA. Thank you to Olivia.
Thank you, Fred. Thanks
Best
for
of
having
luck.
me. Thank
Look
you.
forward to having some of those goodie bags.
Beautiful.
Maybe a doggy biscuit also. And thanks to Angela as well. We'll be back with more of The Couch right after this. Bitchin' next. Welcome back to another Bitchin' segment here on The Couch. We've already got them talking on The Couch. Let me introduce our panel today. Ted Bull from Curtin
Hello.
FM. Welcome back.
It's so great. For the first time in my life, I feel like I'm the prettiest person here.
You probably are. It's probably the
You're the
second-
smallest. You're the smallest.
And thank you to
amazing,
Steve
isn't it?
Collins, of course, from Radio Roaming and 6PR as well.
yep.
And from Perth tonight, the man behind the golden microphone. It is, of course, Chris Ilsley, who
What
does
golden
Perth tonight.
microphone?
Well, you don't have one yet.
No,
but
no, I
The
don't have a
renovations
golden
come in.
Brown, I've
I was
seen
going
it.
to say mine's brown, not even gold plated, mate.
Well, welcome, guys. We're going to start with you, Chris, today. What have you got for us as a story?
Oh, do you hear about this is happening in New South Wales? Coles and police are going to crack down on theft at self-service checkouts. Well, I mean, we gave people the opportunity. I mean, somebody rang me during the week to tell me how they'd seen somebody had are you ready for this? A pack of meat down the back, baby's nappy.
Oh, no!
Now,
Wait a minute, doesn't the word self-serve mean you can just take it?
Yeah,
Isn't that what it
but if
indicates?
the point I'm making is if somebody's prepared to shove a meat pack down a baby's nappy,
Yeah, but the baby-
what are they going to do
but
when
the
they get to
baby's
point
nappy
of
hasn't
sale?
been used.
I mean, you can just imagine how they're
No.
going. Beep. That's beep. That's one for Coles. That
But do you know
one's
what?
for me.
Chris, do you know what it is? A couple of years ago, they introduced these self-service things at Woolworths, Kmart, all these places, which made it really inconvenient for the shoppers. But we thought, oh, well, if you've got a couple of items, but you get people that have like 50 items and they're trying to put all these items from the floor to the little stand
There's not enough-
into the
there's not
trolley.
enough room
And
there to
they
pack.
told me at Coles, because I have a friend that works there, and she said to me that they actually allow for theft because a lot of people, say you buy 6 yogurts, they scan 3 and put the other 3 in the bag. Okay, it's easily able to be done that because they don't know what's been stolen. There's no way of going beep, 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 beep when you walk out. But what the problem is, they wanted to do this because it was going to save a lot of money. They didn't have to have all these staff.
Do you know how much they're losing though?
I don't know.
So remember, people who work at checkouts
Well,
are not
obviously,
exactly
2
the
yogurts
highest
over
paid
every
people.
6.
They're not the highest paid people in
No.
the world.
No.
$1.1 billion.
Do you know,
That's a lot of people
Now, look,
working the checkouts.
Look, I know that's something to complain about, but do you know my biggest complaint at supermarkets? When I'm in the 12 items aisle and that person in front of me has got 13. And do you know how I know they have 13?
You count
I
them.
count them. And I feel like saying, oi, you, go to the self-serve one because I know then they'd only have 12 because they'd slip the 13th down the back of their baby's
Do you
nappies.
guys use the self-serve? Have you used it, Chris?
Only for if we've got one or two items. If it's a full shop, I'm going through with Bernadette. No,
only
no
one
way,
or two.
too hard.
I don't like to use them because I figure if they're going to make me do their job, then they can pay me. They
what
can
about
give
you,
$5
Ted?
discount.
Oh no,
or whatever.
never. I like to. In fact, I have got to know the women at the various the checkout. What have you got there, sir?
Because they always chat with you. Hey,
Yeah,
And do you know if you go on Tuesdays, you get a discount if
you
you're
really?
on
Do I
pension
really?
day.
Do you really?
My dad used to
The
give his seniors
supermarkets have a
card.
tight ass Tuesday.
They do.
Really? Now you tell me.
You use your seniors card and get a
Blimey.
discount.
I'm
But can I
going
say to
shopping
you,
on
isn't it
Tuesdays.
funny
Right.
how they were quite happy for people to use the self-serve counters until
Yeah.
it started costing them too much. Now they're bringing in the police to start arresting people.
Oh, look, I think it's a threat.
You want to hear a funny story? Lady
Yep.
phoned me. She said she went in one day. All they had open were the self-serve. She had about
Yeah.
$500 worth of shopping and 3 kids at foot. She said, "I'm not putting this through the self-serve. Open a checkout." And they said no.
No.
And she said, "Well, you got 2 choices.
I leave
Open a checkout, or I'm going to leave $500 worth
I've
of
done
groceries
exactly
here."
the
Do you
same.
know what I saw? Fun, I'm so glad you mentioned this, Chris, because I'm sure the other day I saw this woman slide a packet of Frankfurts down the back of a baby's nappy, and the service person came in and put the baby across the.
I can tell you right
the
now.
thinger.
Oh, you're not giving us a
can
bum
bust it.
steer.
I can
Yeah.
slide a whole side of beef down my undies.
Really?
Yep.
And I thought you were just happy to see me.
Oh no! Don't no no!
Between the two of us, I reckon we'd be a
I'm just
On that
thinking about
note,
that.
on that note,
Giant ovens, I reckon.
Steve,
Take me now, God.
let's become vegetarians
Yes.
and maybe eat vegetables from now on.
I've
But what
become
have you got?
Maybe you know why
Well-
people are vegetarians, don't you? It's not because they love animals, mate. It's because they hate plants.
That's exactly right there. Vegetarians kill plants because most plants are growing when they eat them. I'm talking about fat coffins.
Fat
Oh,
coffins, no.
Poor fat people. I don't know
People are
any.
getting more obese and getting fatter, and it's
Yes.
a problem for the crematoriums because the ovens
Yeah.
are only built that big, and they can't fit people like me through.
So what are they
so
gonna
they're
do?
spending $527,000 at Karrakatta to install a burner that can handle someone that's about 350 kilograms.
What are they
Are
going to
you
call it? An
serious?
extra fat burner.
Well, I reckon the 7XL, the 7XLs. But what's happening?
Boxers doing the ads.
There's a box called
Steve and I are
there's
busy
a
that
box
weekend.
called Goliath caskets.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry,
That,
sorry,
that,
Steve,
are,
you're being
that, are
serious.
making extra big caskets. So I reckon that's great. Of course, when I die, because they weren't around then, I'm going to get buried in a built-in wardrobe or something.
Steve, I'm
big
sorry to
enough for
tell you,
me.
but when I die, they're not going to worry about the coffin fitting through the.
They're going to worry about the crane
They're
to
going to
get
have
you out.
Mobito will have to take the
Mobito,
coffin.
yeah. What happened to Mobito? Yeah.
What if that'll happen? They'll have to get extra large hearses.
Well, they
Yes.
probably will.
You know, instead of your usual.
So everybody
Falcon or
makes
Commodore,
money.
You might have to have a Hummer hearse or something.
Or a
Can I
trailer.
just sort of, I love to go off on tangents, and I
Yeah, of
discovered
course.
the other day. I discovered I have
They're
two.
a bit pointy
I have
tangents, aren't
yes,
they?
they are.
I
I
hate
have
doing a
2
tangent.
prosthetic knees,
Yeah.
and I can donate these knees before they burn me,
Yeah.
Right.
and they'll send those knees over to third world countries,
Really?
and reuse
So
my
some-
prosthetic knees.
So somebody in Bhutan could
Yes,
be walking
yes,
around
on
with
Ted's knees.
Ted, there's nothing else prosthetic that you want to tell us about at this point? Nothing you want to shove down your pants like Steve? So what do we think? Do you think this is a beat up? I reckon this is a way
No,
of
it's not a
making...
beat up because it's happening all
It's
the
a problem
time.
they've got.
In America, 30% of the population is obese, and they're finding it's all right with graves because they can just do a bigger.
Do you know what? I love being in America because in America I was slim.
Yeah, I know.
Compared to the people there, I could have moved there.
Ted, I think this is a silly story, nearly as bad as Hawaiian Airlines introducing they want more money for people who are fat.
No,
People-
that's only going to American Samoa because
Really?
American
'Cause
Samoas
they're
are
big,
very,
yeah,
very
yeah,
large,
yeah.
and they've got a
So
weight
they weigh
problem.
people before they get on the plane
No,
now.
no,
Imagine
because
if it
there's
was...
another airline.
Is this waitlisting?
In Tonga, the airline there, they charge you by how much you weigh because the planes are only very small.
Oh, fair
and
I
they
don't think
can't
I'd
fit
want to
too many
fly.
people on.
I don't think I'd want to fly an airline that has to weigh me to make sure they can lift off. Ted, what's your story today?
They stood in there,
my
they'd say, I
story,
think we're better air
my story
Oh,
is all about the Down Under Dunga Blunder.
Yes.
Oh, right.
Which was actually said by me on Curtin FM recently.
The budgie
One of my
smugglers.
ad libs. Yeah, the budgie
Have you ever
smugglers.
worn a budgie smuggler?
I think that's something between me and my prosthetics.
I wear an ostrich smuggler.
This is a story about the 9 Australians. They called them the
Budgie
Nine.
Nine. The Budgie.
What did they get up to? They went over there and embarrassed
look,
the government.
you explain.
I'm caught between a sponge and a soft place
Yeah.
here because one side of me says, "Hey, come on, guys! It's a Grand Prix it's a big promotion for Malaysia. They did something that they're wearing budgie smugglers, which were given the okay by a previous Prime Minister.
Yeah.
And come on, a little bit
What
of
was the
fun.
big deal?
Well,
They
the
didn't
big
do
deal
anything.
because someone decided that it was insulting. And not only that, they were dragged off. They were in jail.
Malaysia is basically a Muslim state.
So they
and
took
usually
offence.
when you go overseas, you've got to be a little bit wary
Yeah, I know that.
of
Look,
the cultures
I
of
agree
those
that,
places
but look,
to go to.
If half a dozen Malaysians came to our Grand Prix and slipped off their dacks and bore, Australian flagged undies, it wouldn't bother me at all.
Because we have a different culture.
What do you reckon?
See, that's why I'm caught between two things.
Yes.
What do you reckon about this? This is another one of these waste of time beat up. I think Malaysia has taken it the
they got a
wrong
bit
way.
precious about it. I mean, let's face it, Malaysia's not really liked us since Paul Keating called their Prime Minister recalcitrant.
Recalcitrant.
Yeah,
I remember that.
right.
Well,
And
they
didn't
actually
like
got
John
rid
Howard
of the word
either.
recalcitrant out of the dictionary.
They took it from the dictionary.
Did they really?
Yeah.
But you know what? They're a country that's backward on a lot of things.
Yeah, I've
Let's
got a
not mention
prosthetic
them all.
recalcitrant, actually.
Really?
Well,
Yeah.
you're a recalcitrant prosthetic.
Yeah, I have. It's quite
So,
interesting.
They're not
Sending it over to Malaysia when I die.
They're not a backward
I'll
country.
ban you.
Yep.
Because they're not.
Oh, sorry.
They're
He's
no
being
longer.
serious.
No, I just say
Come
they're
on, now
no.
you're being
They're no.
serious.
They're a first world
Yes.
country these
Yes.
days.
Yes.
But there are still.
Some of their
there are
views are a
still
bit
some
Colonial
very strong-
hang-ups, that's what
Well,
it is.
Cultural
You would have heard today one of the staff members last weekend
Christopher
resigned.
Pines,
Christopher Pines, advisor.
Yeah.
He's actually quit. Now that was the
he'll
day
get another
after the
job.
PM. But you heard the PM say the day before he came back to Australia, he'd have to really take a good look at himself.
Yeah,
and-
it was
Well, he
probably-
did
was
have a good look at
basically- he
himself
got
and he's
fired.
underdone.
Well, mind you, isn't it funny? Look, I've got to say, I think people are silly when they go overseas and they don't take into account the country that they're going to, and that they don't take into account
Correct.
those countries are liable to react badly.
Yeah.
It's interesting, though, we're extremely tolerant of other things that people do in this country,
Correct.
yet other countries are not tolerant of things that we
Well,
do.
people come over
Having
here and
said
burn
that, it was
flags.
an
and-
international Grand Prix
Yes.
in which you would expect some sort of Western type of behaviour.
I mean, it's worth
especially-
millions of dollars to the.
If they did it in the middle of KL somewhere, you'd say, "Yeah, that's
Do
not
you
appropriate."
reckon, and I mean, I wouldn't know or suggest this, but do you think money may have changed hands to reduce their possible sentence?
I don't know that money would
I
have
reckon
changed
the
hands.
federal
No.
government
No?
got into. I reckon maybe the Foreign Affairs Department's probably said, "Look,
Of course they
can
would.
you
If
let
they,
them
if
go?"
they had a cabinet minister's staff there, I
Correct.
think there were high-level negotiations.
But I get back to the point that if Tony Abbott was still Prime Minister, who, and the jokes about him and his
Yes.
budgie smugglers, would the reaction by the Australian government been as serious as it was and a shock? Because it would be a joke.
But was it? Are we just getting too
Are
shocked
they upset
about
about
it?
the
I mean,
budgie
seriously.
smugglers or the fact that they were the Malaysian flag?
At one point, we would laugh.
Yes,
Well,
correct.
well,
I
now we
still
don't.
laugh.
Yeah,
When I
pretty.
heard the story originally, folks, I thought it was a silly story.
What we
Fred,
should do is we should
Fred-
go over and wear budgie smugglers. Then
I
that
think
really
they'd
have
really
to
have
be
But
some
one.
you can, and beaches
Chris,
and
I've
places
imagine
like
us
that
got to
around
break
pools.
something to Fred.
Yep.
That at the end of this segment, we three are going to stand up and drop our trousers and show off our budgie smugglers.
I'm not, because then everybody will see my ostrich.
Really? And your
And
prosthesis.
if they do that, if I do that, I'll be charged with an offence.
And he's still got that
'Cause I'll
kilo
see
of
I've
meat
got
in his
5
pants.
kilos of crab.
And he's still got
just
that
thought
meat cooking in his pants as well. One more quick remark, just a quick one, because we've got about a minute
Sorry,
to
I've only
go.
got a minute and a
The
half.
story today that broke in WA Today about the Australia Post maybe being up for sale soon. What do you guys think? Just quickly, another one of the government's ideas.
What are they going to sell? Australia Post is on its way out.
Yep.
It's losing money.
And they're
Well,
trying
what
to
are you gonna
change
sell
it.
it for?
Well, apparently the government, the
Why don't
Australia
they sack
Post
the
is
CEO's
changing.
getting $5 million a year? Do you know that the CEO of American US Post,
Yeah.
which is 24 times bigger than Australia Post, gets paid $525,000
Too much.
a year?
Too much.
Our bloke gets paid $5 million a year.
And he gets free stamps as
they
well.
get free stamps.
Elvis had a
yeah.
great song called
I
The
reckon
US
the,
Mail.
I
Do
reckon
you
the free
remember that?
stamps are what really suck.
That's why I wouldn't want to be the Prince of
I
Wales. I would
reckon,
never want to lick my
I reckon
mother's
we don't
head.
need to sell Australia Post. It's about time, I think, our government stops selling off our assets. Australia Post delivers our mail. We need mail to be secure.
That's right.
It's Her Majesty's mail. What else can we sell? We sell off everything.
We can sell Her
Medibank
Majesty.
Private. We sell off Medicare
America
soon.
would probably
Sell
buy
off
it.
my
They've
old
got a few
prosthetics
problems.
to
Yes,
Botswana.
Bhutan.
They won't sell Medicare,
Bhutan.
Fred. Don't,
No.
don't panic about that.
No,
Yeah.
we've been given an
I take
assurance.
it personally because
Not
I was a
Medicare, though,
telegram boy in King's Cross
Well,
when I was 15.
We
I'm
haven't
actually-
sent telegrams for 24 years.
Thank you very much. We need to
Well, now you
thank
tell
Chris
me.
Ilsley.
Thank you.
And
Thank
we'll
you very
see you on
much.
Perth tonight, 8 o'clock to midnight,
No, you'll
Monday
hear
to
me on
Friday.
Perth tonight.
You'll hear you. Not.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll see you online if you're on the camera thing. Thank you very much to Chris. Catch him on 6PR.
Thank
of course,
you.
Steve, thank you very much. Radio roaming maybe next week. And,
Yes, next week.
And on 6PR. Ted Bull soon to come on to 6PR. Everybody else has. And Ted Bull on Curtin FM. Thank you very much. Is there anyone that wants to work at 6PR? Contact me here at this website and I'll put your name across. Thank you very much. Hopefully I'm still working there soon too. We'll be back with more of The Couch right after this, and we'll look forward to the budgie smuggling photo for next week if I can get one.
Yeah.
See you then. Welcome back to The Couch on Aurora Television, only on Foxtel. Time now to promote a writer of this fantastic book. It's called Swallowed by the Sea. Graham, thank you for coming in today. Now, you're the writer of this great book, Graham Henderson. Welcome to The Couch.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about your story so we can build a bit of a picture. How did you get involved in shipwrecks? At what age did you get into all this sort of stuff?
The tender age was 16. I'd just turned 16. I was off spearfishing with my father and a couple of other friends up at a place called Ledge Point, 60 mile north of here.
Good fishing spot.
Yeah, 3 mile out to sea. And we jumped in the water. I was the last to jump in the water. I was a bit behind the rest of them. I saw bricks on the seabed and I thought, I found a wreck of an old cray boat, and that's the ballast from the wreck. And I called the others back. They weren't all that keen to come back because we were all chasing fish, of course, but they did. And I showed them this whole field of elephant tusks. I didn't realise they were elephant tusks at the time, but we had a look at one of them that looked as if it might be able to be pulled out, and we pulled it out of the seabed, and it was quite clearly an elephant's tusk, big long thing. Took it back to the boat, and we knew we'd found the fabulous gilt dragon.
Fantastic.
The Gulden Draak is the Dutch name for
So
it.
at 16 years of age, did you know that you were going to get involved with maritime and shipwrecks and all that sort of thing? Or was that where you wanted to live your life,
Didn't have a clue about that sort of thing, no. But it changed my life utterly that day. In fact, that minute when we realised this is the gilt dragon.
So how did you get from there to writing the book and putting it together?
Well, I went to university to history degree, joined the West Australian Museum, became a curator and then became the director later on, but then retired in 2009. I suppose one of the highlights was the new building on the wharf there.
In Fremantle?
Marvellous adventure doing
and that's
that.
The Maritime Museum for those people who aren't aware of it, over east?
Yeah, and then retiring, I thought, what do? I keep doing the same sort of thing, of course. So I formed a group called, it's a not-for-profit called Wreck Check Incorporated, and our mission is to investigate underwater cultural heritage around Australia and in offshore areas too.
Fantastic. Now, how hard was it to write the book? Because I've had a look at it. There's a lot of pages there, but they're in beautiful colour and fantastically put together. Tell me about the book itself. How did you get to do this?
Well, out of the blue, the National Library of Australia wrote to me and said, how about writing a book? Tell us about 15 or so ships wrecked around the whole coast of Australia. So I chose vessels that were wrecked on the north coast, the south coast, the east coast and the west coast, in deep water and shallow water.
That was my next question. What sort of wrecks are we looking at in this book? What type of wrecks? We have some that do with war.
Yeah.
Some
There's a Sydney, for example. I wanted to have different types of ships, different stories. That's the main issue. And I also wanted to go from the very beginning. So the Trial, the English ship, the Trial, was the first wreck in Australian waters, 1622. And then I've got another one. The last one I deal with is the Civ 221. And that was wrecked only in 2010 off Christmas Island, in front of the whole community there. It came and it bashed into the cliffs there and was caught in a bit of a whirlpool, what's called a washing machine effect, and it sank with all these poor people drowning, and was only not many yards from the pub. So there were people all lined along the cliff edge trying to save people. There was only one person managed to climb up the cliff. A few others were saved by rescued people in boats, and the Navy came along and tried to rescue some. But a terrible tragedy, really, on the television for us all, right in our faces.
So in the book, are there a lot of stories? Because I've had a look through the book. I know there are. You're a great historian. They've asked you to put this together. So what can people get out of the book? If they buy the book, what will be the ingredients that they're going to be getting in that?
Well, I think you've got the best shipwreck stories for the whole of Australia. So the Mutiny on the Bounty story is a fabulous, well-known story, but the Pandora, the ship that came to capture the mutineers, that's a part of that story, and that's one that I'll go into.
It's very well illustrated as well. Some amazing pictures.
Well, that's the benefit of writing a book with the National Library. They've got a fabulous collection,
Resources.
best library in Australia, of course.
Fantastic.
But other ships, the Sirius. When HMS Sirius was wrecked at Norfolk Island, it really did raise questions about whether the colony would survive or not, because most of the convicts had been taken to Norfolk Island because they couldn't find a way to grow crops in Sydney. This is 1790, and so when the ship was sunk at Norfolk Island, what were they going to do? The main protector for the colony had sunk. How are they going to get more food? All these sorts of worries would have been going on. Similarly, when the Batavia went down, really that caused quite a bit of a fuss with the mutineers deciding that they wanted to go off to Indonesia to go pirating, and so they killed all the people they thought wouldn't be good as pirates, and that, of course, was a terrible tragedy on our shores here in Western Australia.
Amazing stories. Those stories are more. It is, of course, called Swallowed by the Sea, and it is the story of Australian shipwrecks, and it is written by this wonderful man, Graham Henderson. On screen right now, you've got the details. Booktopia.com is where you can get it online, but you can also get it at all good bookstores. Coming up to Christmas, it is a wonderful, wonderful buy. Great gift. And do yourself a favour, it is a wonderful book, all about WA. If you love history, maritime history, and you love your shipwrecks, that is the book to get. Thank you, Graham, for coming in today.
Thank you, Fred.
We could probably talk to Graham a lot on all the individual stories, but you need to get the book. Then we need to sell the book. Thank you very much for coming in today, and we will have you back again, because I'm pretty sure you've got great stories as well. That is it for today. We're right out of time for the show. Thank you for your company. Don't forget to go to our website, thecouch.com.au, check out our Facebook page. All the stuff is there. Tell all your friends. We're going to leave you today with Jake Hoskins. Great song called Same Old. Until next week, we'll be back with the same old crew, same old show, same old me. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Same old, sick of the same old. Sick of the same old, sick of the same old. Sick of the same old, sick of the same old. Sick of the same old, sick of the same old. It's the same old thing on a plain old day. Nothing ever changes, nothing goes away. We work for the man, then we go out and play. Are we doing it for the love, or is it all just for the pay? 'Cause you never know what the future could hold. Are we all have goals that sometimes we don't follow? Sick of the same old, sick of the same old. Sick of the same old, sick of the same old. Sick of the same old, sick of the same old. Sick of the same old, sick of the same old. Do you ever feel like you can relate with your body and your mind that you need to stimulate? I'm searching for that place now where I can create, to give people something new to help and entertain. 'Cause you never know what the future could hold. Are we all have goals that sometimes we don't follow? 'Cause I need something to believe, and I need something to share to the world. Sing the same old, sing the same old. 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 Same old thing on a plain old day. Nothing ever changes, nothing goes away. We work for the man, then we go out and play. Are we doing it for the love, or is it all just for the pay? 'Cause you future below. Oh, we all have goals that sometimes we don't follow. 'Cause I need something to believe. And I need something to share to the world. Oh, I need something to believe. And I need something to share to the world.
This episode of The Couch is proudly supported by Oporto Chicken. Fresh, not frozen, grilled, not fried. And Scoot Airlines. Get out of here with Scoot.